Long before the 10 Commandments were etched in stone, long before the Red Sea parted, there was a whisper rising from the temples of Egypt. Not a cry for many gods, but a single, daring voice calling for one. And it didn't come from a prophet. It came from a pharaoh. His name was Akhenaten, and to most of the ancient world, he committed heresy. He didn't just question the gods of Egypt. He erased them, banished their statues, closed their temples, and replaced them all with the light of a single sun. To us, it was just a sun disk. But to Akhenaten, it was Aten, the one true force that created life, invisible, all-powerful, eternal, a god not carved in stone, but felt in the rays of the morning sky. For over 1,000 years, Egypt worshipped dozens of gods: Osiris, Isis, Horus, Ra. Each one ruled over a part of life and death. Every city had its patron, every priest held power. The divine world was complex and carefully controlled. But then, in the 14th century BCE, a new king came to the throne. He was born as Amenhotep IV, but after 5 years, he changed his name, not to honor his ancestors, but to honor Aten. He called himself Akhenaten, servant of the Aten. And he didn't just rename himself, he renamed reality. He moved the capital to a new city, Akhenaten, the horizon of Aten. He built temples open to the sun, no roofs, no idols, no secret chambers, only the sky, only the light. He wrote hymns, not to many gods, but to one, the creator of seed and women, the giver of breath to all. Some of his words even echo the Psalms written centuries later, almost as if the language of monotheism had already been spoken in stone. But not everyone agreed. The old priesthood saw this as blasphemy. Generations of tradition uprooted, gods silenced, power shifted. And in the middle of this divine revolution, some believe another story was unfolding, because around this same period, a Hebrew child was said to be growing up within the royal court. He would later lead his people out of Egypt. We know him as Moses, and this is where the story blurs, because Moses would also speak of a single, invisible God, one without image, one who created the heavens and the earth, one who defied the many gods of Egypt. Was this just coincidence? Or was there a hidden thread connecting pharaoh and prophet? Some scholars argue that Akhenaten planted the first seed of monotheism, that Moses, raised in Egyptian thought, might have absorbed more than just language, that he didn't invent the idea of one God. He inherited it, shaped it, transformed it. But history left little behind. After Akhenaten's death, Egypt wiped him from memory. His name was scratched off monuments, his city abandoned, his sun god banished. Even his son, Tutankhamun, was forced to reject Aten and return to the old gods. Akhenaten became a ghost, a forgotten chapter in the story of faith. But the idea of one eternal, invisible God, that did not die. It passed beyond borders, beyond tombs, beyond time. And when Moses spoke to a burning bush, or stood before Pharaoh declaring, "Let my people go," was it truly the first time monotheism had been born? Or was he finishing what a pharaoh had begun? Today, we remember Moses as the father of monotheism, a prophet whose words shaped Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. But Akhenaten, he remains a mystery, a king who stood alone and said, "There is only one." So who was first, the prophet or the pharaoh? Maybe the answer isn't about who was first. Maybe it's about the echo they left behind, an idea too radical for its time, but too powerful to disappear. Because before Moses ever walked the desert, before the Exodus, before Sinai, there was a man in Egypt who looked at the sky and saw just one